Hey and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be working on an ECU for a customer. Now an ECU is an engine control unit. In this case this is a Bosch EDC17 C10. We're going to be reading the software. I'm going to be giving this car a mild tune. He just wants a mild remap, nothing too crazy. But as I'm going through the maps, I'm also going to demonstrate one of the map areas. So I'm going to open one of the maps and explain to you what it is and how it works and how it functions in the vehicle. But yeah, everything's set up in the kitchen. I've got the tools in there, I've got my computer in there. It's the same tablet that I use for music production. It's the same tablet that I use for everything. But we're gonna go into the kitchen, get everything set up, and then we'll start reading the software. Right, we are now in the kitchen. I have to pre-warn you guys, we have some incredibly loud seagulls. I'm just gonna turn to the left to show you. So I live across the road from the beach, and right on top of this window are some seagulls nesting. So yeah, I apologize if they make any crazy noises. There isn't much we can do. We're going to go through what we've got out at the minute. I've got the interface, which is the Scanmatic 2 Pro, which I use for all of my engine tuning. We have the cable. This is what we'll be using to connect to the ECU. Here is the actual ECU itself. Now you can see here there's Bosch, and then underneath it says EDC17 C10. You can see that just here. I'm surprised this camera's holding the zoom. I was having some issues with it earlier. I've also got my power bank that I'll be connecting to my phone while recording. But firstly, we want to connect, get the cables connected to the ECU. Once it's connected to the ECU, I will then run the USB cable into the computer. But first, let's get this connected. I also apologise for the squeaky floor. How well can we zoom in here? I'm not sure if we can see this. Cool. So in order to figure out which pins we need, I just have to open this up and scroll down to EDC17 C10. Here we go, and it looks as though there are two options. So the first one we have here, the second we have here. Fingers crossed the first one works, and I'm going to connect that now, so I have to put the phone on the stand. Perfect. Now the pins are connected. I just have to connect this to the interface and then the USB cable to the back of the tablet. I'll do that real quick and then we'll open the software. Okay, this isn't the neatest setup. I don't usually work like this, but whatever, man. It just gets it done. We're going to open the software now, and the software is called PCM Flash. I understand this doesn't look too good at the minute. It's just it's not zooming in that well. Okay, so we can see here's a job I did earlier today. I worked on a Citroen. It was a Citroen or a Peugeot. I can't remember, but it was a DCM 6.2. What we're going to do now is scroll down to the correct ECU type that we want, and we want the MEDC17 bootloader. I'm going to click the top one, make sure the power's on, and we're going to see if the pins are connected correctly. Unfortunately, this isn't zooming in that well, but I'm going to hit identification just here, and fingers crossed that connects. Enter in programming mode. Look at that, so that's connected straight away, and the pins that I connected were 100% correct. God, that takes a while to zoom in. I apologize for that. I'm now going to hit read. Oh, wait. Which ECU is this? TC1797. So I have to change this for the correct type, 1797 flash. Now I can press read, and that will start to read the software. Here we go, so that's now reading the software. I also read the immobilizer data as backup, just in case of an issue. Now, I've never had an issue with this tool, I just do it as backup. But yeah, once that's read the software, I'll start doing the adjustments. I'll try and show you as much as I can as I'm opening up VinOLS. So VinOLS is the software that we use for adjusting the maps. There are different softwares out there that people use, but I stick to what I like and what I know. But yeah, this is the software, it's called PCM Flash. and that is now reading the software. It's as easy as that. I've got guys around the country who invest in these tools, so they buy these tools and work with me back and forth. Most of them don't do the bench work, but I do have one guy who's just invested in the bench tools. I really don't want to talk too much in this video, so yeah, I'll wait until this is finished reading, open up WinOS, and then just give you a little bit more then. Right, this software is now read. What I'm going to do quickly, just to show you guys, is read the immobilizer, so the EEPROM. I'm going to hit read, and this should read fairly quickly. So entering programming mode, passing security checks, transferring bootloader, just like that, done. So save, done, sorted. So now I can open up WinOS. I'll close this software, go down to here, and fingers crossed this zooms in. So you can see registered to Nicholas Lawrence, and this software now opens. Now I have to drag in the software, identify the map areas. I'll probably, in fact, I'm gonna put this camera back on its stand, just as I get everything set up, so you can watch me doing the work. I'll just do it as like a speed run video, so it will speed up, and I promise to show you one of the map areas as well. Right, I promised I would show you guys a map area. Now remember, this is a 1.6 turbo diesel, so it's a 1.6 HDI. It's a Peugeot/Citroën engine. On the left hand side, I do not have this map identified, but on the left hand side, you can see 1500 up to 1000. What you need to do is halve this. So imagine it's half the amount of what you see. This isn't a defined map, so I'm just breaking it down to you as simple as possible. So imagine this is a diesel that revs up to 5000 RPM. We can see that. Now on the top, we have our load, but our load is in Newton meters. To figure this out, simply knock a zero off. So that's going all the way up to 270 Newton meters. So this will be full load, and this going down here will be what the turbo runs at full throttle all the way up the RPM range. Now none of these numbers make sense to you, and nobody really explains how this works. I'm sure there must be channels on YouTube where people explain this, but I'm going to explain it because I don't think anybody does. We're going to stick to full load. So here we got 1160, 1495, 1900, make sure my finger's in the right place, 1918, 2065, 2086. Right, to understand how boost works in a Bosch ECU, you simply take off 1000. It still doesn't make any sense to you, but let's look for the highest figure. So 2220 is here. 2220 is at, call it around 4000 RPM, just under 4000 RPM. So 2220 minus 1000, you get 1220. That's 1.22 bar. So 1.2 bar. If you see here, 2100, 1.1 bar. Come down here, 1.05 bar. You see up here, 1900, 0.9 bar. There is no PSI inside Bosch ECUs. It does not exist. There is no PSI. It works in bar. Just like I know people say in the UK, people talk about foot-pounds of torque, and in America they say foot-pounds. Well, this is written in Newton meters. So you have torque values in Newton meters, and you have boost pressure in bar. This is a remake of a video that I lost. This is a new channel, so I've just had to re-explain that. But yeah, there's one of the maps, and now you guys understand how turbo pressure works in a Bosch ECU. I will show you just one more map while we're here. You can see everything in here set to 2500. This is your absolute maximum turbo pressure limit. So in this car, in the standard software, the maximum boost that it will ever allow the turbo to spin at is 1.5 bar. Right, this job is done, so I'm going to close WinOLS. I'm going to reopen PCM Flash. Again, I apologize for the poor image quality. It's taken a while to zoom in, but I was having some freeze issues when I changed the settings to fast, what's it called? Like fast fix. So that's now back on Flash. We're going to select the modified file, which will just be on-cars remapping. I'm sure you can, yeah, you can just about see that. I'll press enter. So this is now loaded up. I have to click L line just to control the power. I usually have this tool set in Russian. I've just changed it back to English today. So right. Just click OK. Checksums are correct. Continue. Yes. And this will now go, oh come on man, I didn't press it properly. And this will now go into programming mode. So this will start to program the modified file. So it's now erasing where I've touched the software, and now it's transferring the new information to the ECU. So you have several blocks inside an ECU. I'm assuming this will have like 6 or 7 blocks, and I'm working on the last 2. So it skipped the first area where it didn't need to touch the ECU. And then the parts where I've made changes, it erases, and then it starts to program over it. So you can see here now it's erasing area 30, and then it will program that, and then it will erase the next area, go into the next area, and so on and so forth until it's done. But yeah, as easy as that. I'll leave that to program. That connected perfectly the first time. So I get people sending me ECUs all the time. I mean, when I was in America, when I spent time in Atlanta, I had people sending me ECUs from England to America. Here in England, sorry, I'm getting ECUs from Germany still, so I get a lot of ECUs turning up from the Nürburgring. That's just flashing away there as it's doing the programming, and that is nearly done. But yeah, this is what I do. This is my main source of income. If you're interested in having engine tuning, so not just engine tuning, I also do EGR off, DPF, swirl flaps, AdBlue, all sorts of solutions. I mostly work with Audi, VW, Mercedes, BMW, a few Fords, and then also PSA, so your Citroen and Peugeot. I can work on other cars, I do work on other cars, but I have my set list which I prefer, and that was the aforementioned vehicles that I just gave you guys. But yeah, mostly VAG, mostly BMW, with the Mercedes as well, Porsche as well, I've got that all covered. But some of the other random cars I'm going to start stepping away from, and I will let the mobile tuners do it, just to give them more of a chance. So if you have like a Fiat or something random like a Renault, I'm more than likely going to send them to one of the mobile dealers. But yeah, I'm still happy to work on cars. Just get in touch with your requests. You can contact me via email or hit the link tree in the description in this video. You can get in touch with me on Instagram, email, wherever. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.